Good evening, listeners, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of
Fear the Queer, a podcast that talks about everything on our gay agendas. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Josh.
And on today's episode, we are talking about our Queer in Review, in which we talk about all the great queer moments that Josh and I have enjoyed this past year.
In 2019.
And it's also getting around the holiday season.
Cheers.
We got our little bells, little sound effects going on.
Woo!
So
that's actually my cow Bessie walking through.
Oh, move on over, girl. That was utterly ridiculous. Sorry if I'm milking that joke a little bit too much. But before we begin, Josh, what are we drinking tonight?
So my boyfriend's birthday is this weekend.
That's
right. His favorite drink is a whiskey punch.
Ooh.
Actually, I don't know if it's his favorite drink. He loves whiskey. That's all I know.
It smells good.
So we're going to try it tonight.
All right, well, cheers, queers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Tasty.
It's tasty. It's tart.
I don't like whiskey, but
I'm not a huge... I'm going to switch to water.
All right. But before we get into the heart of our gay agenda tonight, we're going to do another segment of
Read My Rainbow, in which we talk about something happening in our queer little lives, which is our rainbow, and the other will read us for it. Yes. So, Josh, would you like to begin, or would you like me to begin?
Sure. Actually, mine's kind of short and quick, but I mean...
Short and quick? That's your motto.
Right. Hey.
Hey, sometimes you don't want it to be long.
That's true. Oh, I thought you meant like my height and stature.
Oh, that too. That too.
Sure. Anyway.
Hold on. Let me set down my bell. It's... Every
Bessie,
time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. That's from It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, I have not seen that, actually.
Well... Are you going to see it this holiday season?
That is my Read My Rainbow. I've never seen It's a Wonderful Life or White Christmas.
I don't want to talk about that because I love White Christmas.
We're doing a double feature of that at the Music Box. Yeah.
Good. It is one of... White Christmas is like my favorite Christmas movie because it's a Christmas movie, but the first hour of it is just like, hey, we're going to get together a ragtag show. And it's...
So you on a Tuesday night.
It's me yesterday, yeah. So what's your rainbow this week?
My boyfriend and I went to a Celine Dion concert last week.
Ooh, yes.
So he had bought these tickets back in May, I think, and it was not front row, ground level tickets.
Yeah,
it's
on the floor.
Yeah, it's the closest I've ever been to a singer. I've always had to do nosebleed seats.
I'm right here.
Right. That's true. This is the closest I've ever been. And I like Celine Dion. I never really disliked her. I never really listened to her growing up though.
But your heart will go on. Yeah.
So I was kind of just like, oh yeah, this will be a fun concert,
Sure.
No big deal. So we get there, and to distract the fact that she was an hour and a half late, they had the...
It is me.
Right, yeah. To distract from that, they actually had all the concert cameras point to the audience, and dance music would play, and you'd
Did it get you? Did it get on you?
Oh. I know, they're just
Not that one.
Yeah, they're just
not that one.
Ew.
Ew. Oh,
yeah.
No. People are leaving.
Yeah. So Celine comes on, and she opens with, "It's all coming back to me now." And, yeah. And, oh my God.
Me trying to remember my weekend.
Her voice is so strong still. I mean, granted, I know for a fact that, she's a talented singer, so she's going to sound great regardless.
Yeah.
But, her belting through the stadium, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So then after that, she has her little introduction, and she's like, okay, so I have to do
get a fake microphone.
I was just like, I got my fake microphone.
Okay.
So she's like, Chicago! Did you all have a good, happy Thanksgiving? And then she points to the audience, do you have the turkey? Did you have the turkey? Did you have the turkey? And then she starts rubbing her belly. She's like, because I had turkey, and the turkey was good.
Celine!
I know. And then she just kind of dances for a minute, and then she's like, oh, Chi-town, Chi-town, Chi-town like a diamond, Chi-town like a diamond, Chi-town like a diamond. You know, I didn't write that song, but I could have.
Rihanna somewhere just no, you could not, bitch.
Yeah. And then
she sounds like she's talking when how I talk when I don't have my medication.
Right.
Just super manic.
Right. So, throughout the entire night, I felt like she didn't even know where she was at the time, because she just...
No, she was in Chi-town like a diamond.
Well, yeah, and then she just okay, Chicago, y'all having fun?
She's just like trying to think of like, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So at the very end, she has this like medley that kind of
Sure.
ends the show, and it's like a whole bunch of like her past hits. It's like River Deep Mountain High, covers of like Lady Marmalade and stuff like that, and like it's just this grand ending, but she hasn't sung My Heart Will Go On yet. And you know for a fact that she has to sing it.
Yeah.
So she does her bows and everyone's like cheering and everything like that. She's like, okay, Chicago, have a good night. And she kind of like tries to stroll off the stage. And everyone's just like, no, come back. And they start like lighting their phones up and everything. And then she like just kind of like turns around. She's like, gotcha.
She's so
I know.
God.
And then the lights come out. She's in her gown now, and My Heart Will Go On starts playing. She's just like, ah, and it was so phenomenal.
You got your gay life.
Yeah. And again, never was like against Celine Dion, but I never really listened to her. But I stan her now.
Yeah.
And she did sing your favorite song. I drove
all night to get to you. Boom, dun, dun, dun. Is that alright? I love that.
I feel like you and Celine would get along.
I
very well
love
together.
like kooky theatrical older ladies,
Yeah.
so I probably.
She's an Aries sun and an Aries moon, just like me.
Well, and here you are sitting on my couch.
Right.
You could be sitting on Celine's couch. Shut down.
Shut down like a diamond.
Shut down like a diamond. Does she really
I didn't
have
write
like
that song. But I could have.
That's like. Does she have that thick of like a Canadian accent? Oh, because
yeah.
she's French Canadian.
She's French Canadian.
Yeah, oui.
Eh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it was.
I don't know if I can even read you that rainbow because like, how do you read Celine Dion? She's
You
kind of
don't.
fabulous.
She's
She's gotten better. Oh, this is bad. She's gotten better since her husband's
husband passed.
dad.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, like, that's sad, but, like, maybe she just is, like, I don't know, feeling her oats.
Well, I feel like she's just more liberated. I feel like she's able to just kind of, like, just do her own thing.
Yeah.
And, like, granted, it was a really sad thing that she lost her husband and her brother.
Oh, no. I
Yeah,
didn't
you
know
know
they both
that?
died.
They both died of cancer.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, and it was, like, I think,
Okay.
like, days apart. But, and it was 2016. That's, like, when everyone was dying.
Everyone was dying?
Well, yeah, like,
Who?
Prince and, like,
Oh,
Alan what's his name?
Snape.
Yeah, Snape.
Alan
like,
Rickman.
Rickman, yes.
Yeah, you're like Alan Rick Ross.
Rick Roll.
Jesus.
So yeah, anyway, Celine was phenomenal.
No, she
And-
sounds fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
Well,
What's
that's about all I can read you for is you both are at Aries moon and
Both
sun
fucking
and
crazy.
oh my god, you're doing it.
I'm doing the Celine dance.
You're doing the Celine dance.
It's like this like really weird like
It looks
hunch, like shuffle back and forth.
It's like
she's
you're sneaking to the kitchen in the middle of the night with like a weird grin on your face, like hello.
Right? I'm
Shy-
Celine Dion.
Shy down like a diamond.
I'm gonna get myself some turkey
Hey.
because the turkey's good.
Did you have the turkey? Did you have the turkey? Because I had the turkey, and the turkey
Turkey's
is good.
good.
You know for a fact she did not have turkey.
Right. I know. I was just like
She's like rubbing her stomach, which is like I can see ribs. Like,
I know she's skinny.
but she's always been skinny.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
She's like a little waif.
Yeah. All right. Your turn.
So, a couple things. So, coming up in my life,
Something good for once.
yeah, yeah, no, something good. And it's not a man, because when is it ever?
Well, that's not a
man?
good thing.
That's not a good thing. Well, not for me. I don't know. I like being single.
Well, you
Single's
know.
good for me. Single's good for me.
All the single Kyles.
Have you been single? Have you been single? Have you been single?
'Cause I've
I've been
been
single. And
Yeah,
single's good. Kai bright like a diamond. So, in all reality, though, in all seriousness, bring me back to reality.
Either one.
Two fun things. So
Yes.
this weekend, this podcast will come out next week, but this weekend I'm going out in drag as my drag persona, Edelweiss. Which is like Edelweiss, the Edelweiss flower, but Edelweiss.
Edelweiss.
Almost as if like a German is getting you. It sounds kind of scary. Like Edelweiss, like from Sound of Music, like Edelweiss.
Edelweiss.
Where's the Von Trapp children? I'm like, I don't know. 9.
Right. Like,
I don't know.
So I've only watched Sound of Music recently, but
Uh-huh.
don't they like have a flashlight and like turn to someone like, where are they?
Well, they're hiding in the nuns' convent,
Right, and then the nuns lie for them.
and the nuns lie for them, and they take like the carburetors and the batteries out of the Nazis'
Right.
cars, and then the nuns are like, Mother, I have sinned. And then she's like, it's okay, my child. And I was like,
I feel like
live for
Adele
that.
Weiss would like stick her heel in like the tire of the car.
She just like puts her foot out and trips Nazis.
Mother, I have sinned.
Mother, I have sinned. Yeah,
It's
so
true.
I'm going out. She's like,
Oh, girl.
ooh, girl. Now you've been explaining to something, her.
Anyway.
Shine bright like a diamond. So I'm doing the drag thing. I'm very excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I'll take lots of pictures. So we'll see how Adele Weiss goes. Because her hills are alive with the sound of music. And then another exciting thing
But wait,
is...
aren't you also going to be like tucked in, like really tight with a corset?
I got a corset. Honey, I got a corset.
Yes.
She has a corset. She has a teased, like, I am very proud of myself. So I think all those years that I didn't get to play with Barbies have come through for me designing this wig because she is teased.
I was like, you pulled your head off.
Oh my God, I pulled my wig.
Yeah.
But I'm scalped mama.
Yeah.
But she is teased as though, like, she's teased like a little girl from bullies on the playground.
Sure.
You know, I was trying to say something, and I've said it before.
I was like the little faggot on the
couldn't-
playground.
Like, oh, you little fag. And I'm like, you're teasing me. That's my wig.
Yeah.
She is teased.
Teased for the gods.
She is so teased, it's as though she was bullied on the playground. That is my line.
Ah.
Yeah, thank you.
Well,
yeah,
there's
so
always next year to try that.
there's always next year for me to come up with, like, a better little line. But the wig I'm excited for. I put glitter on it. Yeah, it's going to be really cute. And then... next week, so this is released on Tuesday.
Right.
And then the 13th, anyone in Chicago or, you know, if you want to travel, I don't care. I am having an art showcase at the Sofo Tap in Andersonville. So if you're in Chicago area, feel free to come out. I have some art hanging up there at the bar. So I'm doing that. That's kind of exciting, and I literally have been scrambling. I'm selling my art, and I've kind of been scrambling because, you know how like anxiety takes over, and you're like, oh, I can totally plan this out, everything's fine, and then 2 weeks before you're supposed to have everything drawn, printed, framed. I mean, most of the stuff I've posted is drawn, but I had to like reformat and shit. They're like, oh, we look forward to seeing your art. And I'm like, me too.
One day.
One day more.
Well, credit to our friends who helped you.
Yeah, Kyle and Caitlin, they helped me print.
I did not forget their names. I just wasn't sure if I could say their names out loud.
I think you can say we aren't giving last names.
I was just like, our friends. Those,
and then
those
another shout out to our friend Mike Burton.
Yes.
We can say that full name because
The cheap soap.
The cheap soap, because he's not cheap.
No.
But he does use soap.
He's high brand.
It smells great. Irish Spring. That's my name. It's so stupid, Irish Spring. Because he had a show back in January. June.
Yes.
And
wait, it was June?
It was June.
Oh, wow.
It was June. And that's how he connected me to the people at Sofotap.
Yes.
To do
I'm
the
very
art show.
excited
So
for you.
I'm excited too. I'm sure there will be pictures. But I just want you to try to read me on those two wonderful things happening in my life.
I can't because they're great. And I actually have been wanting you to do this for a while. So.
Wow.
I mean, that's the only thing I could read you
I'm
for.
offering you to read me, and you're just saying that I'm just too great to read. I can't. I'm not going to disagree with you.
The only read that I would say is that it finally got you there. Like, my God, it took years.
It's so funny. It does take years because I feel like, okay, so like I went from feeling kind of shitty about myself to feeling better about myself. And then it's like every year you're kind of like, oh, I think I feel better. I feel good. And you start putting more out into the world, whether it's creatively or your personality wise or whatever. And then
keep that to yourself.
Too late. And this year, I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of like, oh yeah, no, like I feel like I'm finally putting, for lack of a better term, my money where my mouth is. And I'm kind of like, see, I can do this. Like I'm actually able to do it. And I'm not just saying like, oh yeah, I'm great. I'm actually showing that like, yes, I am great.
Yes.
So that's cute.
Kai bright like a diamond.
Kai bright like a diamond.
Yeah, no, I can't read you whatsoever because I think that's great. That's what you should have been doing, and I'm very happy and proud of you.
Thank you.
And we will celebrate with more Olive Garden.
Oh my God,
We hung up
yes.
his art last Tuesday, and afterwards we're just like, we need some food. And I had my boyfriend's car, so I was just like, let's go to Olive Garden.
Josh's boyfriend knew that we had his car. It wasn't like Josh was like, I'm taking the car, bitch. He knew that the car was in Josh. Right?
Yeah.
He knew that, right?
Maybe.
Okay, well.
Oh.
Well, we went to Olive Garden.
He doesn't listen to this
because
anyway.
Oh my God, really?
What? I don't
Doesn't
know.
listen? Well, he wouldn't know because he would. If he does listen, he'll talk to you about it. But if he doesn't listen,
Well, if he doesn't listen, it's usually just me talking to him about the same stuff we talk about tonight.
oh, that's true. Yeah. That's kind of how I feel with like a lot of friends and family. Is they're like, "What do you talk about?" I'm like, "I don't know. We probably have talked about it before."
Right.
It might be like a little bit more explicit.
Maybe.
I don't
Sorry,
know.
Mom.
I'm pretty explicit. I'm pretty explicit.
I'm pretty dangerous.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Did you have the turkey?
Did you have the turkey?
Did you have the turkey?
Because we had the turkey.
We had the turkey.
And it was good.
Oh, what's that? Is that Santa's sleigh or another non-denominational holiday person?
You said that all in one breath.
Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Oh, just got out of that Santa / Hanukkah Kwanzaa harvest sleigh.
You could just say holiday.
I got out of the holiday sleigh, and here we are. And your two holidays are here to talk about our Queer in Review.
That was awesome. Let's do that again.
Queer in Review. That's cute.
Yeah.
I love it. When I was telling people the name of this episode, and they were like, Queer in Review. Oh, because it's like you're in review. And I'm like, yes, and it's queers. We are a queer in
We
review.
are a queer.
We are each a queer, and we're reviewing. So it's a queer in review.
I love when you
It's
try
like a
to
double
explain
thing.
something.
You know what? It's like if you have to explain the joke, it's probably not that good. But here's the thing: I am full of myself, and I do think it's good.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
I think it's funny.
So Josh and I kind of talked about it, and we both thought, wow, a lot of queer shit has happened this year. And we kind of did something similar to this last year, but we called it like, what, 10s across the board?
Right. Which is
And-
also something that... No, I was going to say, I feel like people could get that still, like... Who,
10s across the board. Yeah, that's like queer canon. That's not like, oh, it's old and done with back in 2018. Yeah, that was the year. I literally woke up today and I was like, is it Wednesday? For the listeners, it's not. It's not Wednesday.
No, it is not.
But
Anyway,
so we're going to talk about 5 things each.
yes.
That
so our top 10 queer moments of 2019.
Yes.
We both have compiled 5 things each, so that way we can share the knowledge with each other. And then just kind of talk about all the great things that have happened this year that are queer.
Great, interesting, maybe not so great. I don't know.
I was gonna say maybe even just I have something that maybe not be so great. But
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Well, I'm sitting here.
Let's dive into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
The first is
you go first.
Kyle Porker.
Kyle Porker is on the couch next to me, and he had the turkey.
Yeah. And it was good.
It was good.
Okay. So
okay, what's your first?
My first.
Are these in any specific order? Mine are not in an order. Mine are just
I do
general.
have honorable mentions. Should we do that?
I have honorable mentions. We'll do that last.
Okay, sounds good.
Because we wouldn't know the honorable mentions until we know who won? Is that how it works?
I don't know.
Is that how sports
I don't really have-
and award shows work?
I don't know, because I love countdown lists on like websites, like top 10 like movies of the year and stuff
do you
like that.
do honorable mentions at the end? How does that work?
Usually.
We'll do honorable mentions at the end.
Okay,
We'll
yeah.
do the real shit first. Okay, you go first.
So this is in no particular order.
Okay.
But one of the great queer moments of 2019 is Lil Nas X.
Aw,
Yeah,
yeah.
no baby. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, which would probably be people
Welcome.
who do not have technology.
You just never seen him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Lil Nas X released Old Town Road in December of 2018.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it actually became viral at first through TikTok.
Oh God, I hate TikTok.
Oh,
I think TikTok is what divides the olds and the youngs
Sure.
because I don't get it, and I think I'm an old.
Well, do you get Vine?
Kinda.
I feel like Vine was funnier. TikTok is more just like frilly.
Yeah, they're like I had a Vine and I thought it was funny, but I was not that funny. I don't know if I get that. You know what I get? I get Instagram.
Sure.
Anyways, Lil Nas X.
Yeah. So anyway, he became a viral hit on TikTok because people were doing #Yeehaw challenge, and
Oh,
so
I
they
love
would
Yeehaw.
so they would take Old Town Road and just kind of do like stupid dances. With
Oh.
it. Yeah. And so because
Well,
of that,
I'm
it actually became. It was able to chart on Billboard Hot 100 and the Billboard Country Songs. So
Right.
Yeah. So at the same time, it was released, and then as Old Town Road kept getting like more and more popular, Billboard actually took it off the country songs list.
I remember that.
Yes, and they claim it's because, well, I mean, as much as we love Lil Nas X as an artist, and yes, we do think that, like, his country imagery is great, the song itself doesn't have enough country elements to it to consider country, which a lot of people have called out. Let's just say it. Racist.
It's racist. It just feels weird. Also, like, it's kind of saying, like, I don't know, just because it sounds a little bit different than your traditional, like, your grandma and grandpa's country, doesn't make it any less country. Well, I think traditional would be kind of like bluegrass, like Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, Loretta Lynn, like old school Porter Wagner, like kind of country.
Okay, but then like
stuff,
half the country singers these days wouldn't like sound
exactly.
Like that.
No, that's what I'm saying is like that is what, you know, quote unquote traditional country is.
Yeah. So
but
anyway,
that being said, I don't think that, you know, any other country singer is kind of like a traditional country singer from like way back when. So why can't Lil Nas be
right? Like you don't see Carrie
put
Underwood
into
being
the
taken
country
off of the country music charts because her song isn't country enough. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, as a response, Lil Nas X then gets Billy Ray Cyrus to get on the remix.
How did he get Billy Ray?
I think he tweeted at him.
And
like,
Billy Ray was like, well, I'm in obscurity. Why not come out?
I literally think like Lil Nas X is like the first like Gen Z artist that has really exploded because he used like viral hits, memes, and stuff like that to get to where he is.
Yeah, his internet presence really exploded.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely helped him.
So months later, Old Town Road hits number 1 on the Hot 100, and it becomes the longest number 1 song of all time. It was number 1 for 19 weeks.
That is wild.
Yeah, 19.
What was before?
Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men's One Sweet Day, which was 16 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. But like...
What was Despacito?
16 as well.
Oh, okay.
But it matched the...
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so... But like 19 weeks, that's like 4 months. 4 whole months that song was number 1.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then... at the height of his fame, in June, Lil Nas X comes out as gay during Pride Month.
Yes. Very sweet.
Very sweet. There was some controversy in September between him and Kevin Hart. Do you remember that interview?
Of course I remember. Kevin Hart is garbage.
Yeah, he is. So during an interview with HBO's The Shop Uninterrupted, Nas kind of combated against Kevin Hart's being like, well, who cares? Who cares you're gay?
Because Kevin Hart is trying to like make up for the fact that he has homophobic tendencies.
Right. So like Kevin Hart was saying like, he said he was gay, so what? And Lil Nas was like, it's not like I was forced, but growing up, I was growing up to like hate that shit.
Yeah.
And Kevin Hart's like, hate what? And he was just like, homosexuality, gay people. And then Kevin Hart's just like, why? And Lil Nas is just like, okay, if you're from the hood, you would know what I'm talking about. And I think with Kevin Hart's like, I think it's just a very privileged view of being like, oh, why should you care about someone's sexuality? Like, who cares? Like, black, white, gay, straight, whatever, you know? Like, who cares?
Well, it's kind of like almost saying you're colorblind.
Right.
When it comes to people's, like, ethnicity.
Right.
It's kind of like, well, I'm sexuality blind. Like, I don't care if people are gay or straight. And it's like, cool, that's fine, but you can still appreciate them for who they are. And how Kevin Hart responded to Lil Nas X in that interview is kind of like, well, it almost like diminishes his identity by kind of like wiping it off, like, oh, whatever. Right. But I'm also like, okay, Kevin Hart, how many glasses of wine have you had?
Right. Also, like, just go hang out with Ellen for a while, because Ellen's also kind of annoying me
Such
lately.
an apologist, yeah. Remember when we first started this podcast, we were huge Ellen stans?
Right.
I don't know.
A Queer in Review has suddenly changed our minds.
Yeah, Ellen, not so much this year.
No.
Not so much.
Yeah. So anyway.
She can go, be a war criminal with George W. Bush.
Right.
Ooh.
So.
I'm political.
I'm going to say, so back to Lil Nas X, because it's not about Ellen. So not only does he have the number 1 song of all time,
yes.
He also has won 2 MTV Video Music Awards. He won an American Music Award, and he became the first queer artist to win a Country Music Award.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's so huge. And the Grammy nominations came out like a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And he's nominated for 6, which is the most for a male artist that night.
That's wonderful.
I know. Like,
did you see the Forbes list too?
Yes, he's in the top 30 under 30.
Yep.
Already.
It's wild. I'm really happy for him. He seems like such a sweet kid, and I feel like
he's smart.
Him coming out is setting such a good example for queer men of color to just express themselves and not be afraid of, like, the repercussions. It's like, obviously you're going to have people like Kevin Hart who are going to be kind of stupid about it.
Right.
Or just like a little ignorant, just like a little like not with I guess the culture. He's not woke. He's not woke. That's what the kids say. He's not woke. But I'm really excited for Lil Nas
Oh yeah,
X.
me too. Because like it's at first you're kind of just like, oh, this seems like a novelty act. Like he's just gonna like become popular and then fade into obscurity.
Right.
It's like,
It'll be a
he's
one-hit wonder. But no, he's really good.
No, he's getting like the recognition he deserves. And I mean, I just love that storyline. The fact that like a queer artist of color just kind of just being like, you know what? I'm gonna create my own success out of all of this.
Yeah.
And he fucking does it.
I mean, say yeehaw.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw, bitches.
Yeehaw,
Yes.
bitch. All right, so that was one of my top 10.
That's one of your top 10? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, your top 5.
Top 5 of
because
the top
then we're
10.
doing top 10. Right. So next up is mine, which is Billy Porter's Emmy win.
Yeah.
So the reason
the
this is so...
category is love, y'all.
Oh, yeah. It's so good. The reason this is so important is Billy Porter is the first openly gay black man to win an Emmy. Mm-hmm. The Emmys were pretty queer this year. You had Ben Whishaw winning an Emmy. He's gay. You had Patricia Arquette giving a shout out to her.
Ben Whishaw was also at the theater.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have something sassy to say about Ben Whishaw, but well, I'll save that for a little bit. But Patricia Arquette also like talked about protecting trans people. She talked about her trans sister, Alexis, who passed away a couple years ago.
Which I did not realize.
That she passed away or that she was trans?
No, I knew she was trans. I didn't know she passed away.
Yeah.
That's
sad.
Yeah.
The media just didn't really cover it. So we're covering it now.
Yes, exactly.
So it was just a great moment. And I have the quote that Billy Porter said when he was accepting his award for his role as Pray Tell on Pose. He said, "We are the people. We, as artists, are the people that get to change the molecular structure of the hearts and the minds of people who live on this planet. Please don't ever stop doing that. Please don't ever stop telling the truth." I have goosebumps.
Aww.
I gave myself goosebumps. Well, actually, Billy Porter gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
But I gave myself goosebumps by reading Billy Porter.
Because it's like a very nice, supportive way to say, like, we are able to shape the political structure of America in a way.
Right. Well, and I think that's the truth.
Yeah, I think
a show like Pose...
representation is important.
Representation's important. A show like Pose is very important. It's just setting a standard for what can be done.
Yeah.
Even though people say like, oh, it's not going to do well. It's not going to be great. He's playing a black gay man who has HIV on a television show and
that has the largest trans cast in history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's huge.
Who would have thought? Who would have
thought? Another good moment for him was to add to the queerness. He quoted James Baldwin in his acceptance speech.
Yes.
And it was a quote from a 1960 essay, and he said, "They can't turn back. It took many years of vomiting up all that filth that I'd been taught about myself and half believed before I was able to walk on this earth as if I had a right to be here."
Which is a beautiful quote.
Yeah.
And
because I think we're all taught to kind of hate ourselves. Well, especially queer people and people of color, to hate yourselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah, historic moment. That was a big one. I actually got teared up when I found out that he won because I was like, he so deserved it.
Yeah. We watched it in real time, and I remember being slightly disappointed Cassandra Oh didn't win the Emmy for Best Actress, so I was just like, oh, that sucks. But then right after that, Billy Porter's moment came out, and I was just like, oh my god, this makes up for everything!
And he's only one away from being an EGOT winner.
I know!
Yeah, he just needs the Oscar, so...
Which, I mean, this is going to open up a lot of opportunities for him.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, ones that should have been there for him a while ago.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's been
around for a while.
He's such a veteran actor. I didn't realize, 1, that he's 50.
Yeah.
And 2, that he's married.
Yeah. You didn't know this?
So here I am thinking, wow, how am I going to ride the fabulous coattails of Billy Porter? I can't marry him.
Nope. Can't be him.
Can't be him.
Gotta go around it.
So that was my first, part of Queer in Review.
Yeah, I mean,
was an important one.
Yeah, I think so too. So my second one is someone else who would like to highlight the evolution of Shangela.
Well, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Okay, so I feel like Shangela is very queer canon at this point. But for people who don't know who Shangela
I was going to say, everyone take a shot every time Josh goes, for people who don't know.
Yeah, for people who don't know. Well, there's some people who just don't know anything.
I just love that.
I'm part of them.
That you say every episode. It's so funny because you'll go, so for people who don't know. You say it like 7 times throughout every episode. It's my favorite thing. Why?
It's because I'm picturing like my friends and family from back home.
That you'll say like Shangela, and they're like, I said, well, who?
Yeah.
And you're like, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, she is.
Oh, so she is a contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
So she was on season 2. She left first.
She was briefly on season 2.
Yeah, she was there for a day. She came back for season 3 a year later, and she made it all the way to the top 6.
Yes.
She was the first contestant who was brought back for a round of RuPaul's Drag Race. And then she finally got her 3rd chance on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 3. Now, obviously, there's like, I won't go into it, but there was controversy back then because everyone thought that she should have won.
Shangela was robbed.
Yeah, but because of a stupid twist, she was eliminated way too early, yada, yada, yada. So, in a way, like, a lot of people were disappointed that Shangela didn't get the title that a lot of people thought she deserved. But guess what? It shows her path kind of just proves that you don't need a crown to win at life.
Don't. You don't.
Kyle's just like nodding like, I agree.
I
I also am not someone who needs a crown.
I also don't need a crown because my head is big and it's going to be hard to fit.
Yeah. So at the end of last year, she was in A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and...
You know, a little indie hit movie.
I was just like, no, I forgot his name.
Bradley Cooper?
Yes. You might have heard of
I'm
it.
off the deep end.
So, in 2019, she became the first to do a lot of things. So,
Yes.
at the Oscar ceremony, her and Jennifer Lewis were on the red carpet. She became the first drag performer to step on the Oscars red carpet in drag.
Yes.
She also, like 2 weeks later, when Ariana Grande dropped out her Thank You Next album, she featured on the song NASA.
Yes.
Yes. And then in May, she hosted the GLAAD Media Awards, and which was phenomenal. They didn't televise it, I don't think. But you could see like YouTube clips and everything.
Sure, yeah.
So Beyonce and Jay-Z were going to get the Vanguard Award that year for their contributions to the LGBTQ community. And Shangela does this like 20-minute phenomenal medley of Beyonce's hits, and she did like all these lip syncs and
I was going to say, just lip syncing and dancing. She wasn't actually singing. Could you imagine?
Oh, I know.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, Shangela just like, hallelujah, Beyonce!
She's like, hallelujah, Beyonce. And Beyonce's like, please stop it.
Yeah.
You know what? Keep the award.
Yeah. You know what? I don't want it. But when Beyonce like went up to receive the award, she even said, she's like, I gotta run in my stockings thanks to Shangela.
Wait, what does that mean?
Like her stockings, like they gotta run in it.
Why?
Because like Shangela just shook her that much.
Oh God!
Have you never heard that phrase?
No, I've never heard that phrase. I guess we're learning something new. For those of you who don't know,
stockings on.
For those who, I'll be wearing stockings, and let me tell you, there's already holes in them, because they're fishnets.
Yes. Oh my God. Anyway, so to top it all off, Shangela had a great year because she also was featured in Time's Next 100, and she became the first drag performer to do so.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah. The Next 100 is basically, so you know how Time has the 100 where it's like the most influential people in the world. The Next 100 is just like, watch out for these bitches because they're going to be changing the world with how great they are.
Like they weren't on it this year, but maybe they'll be on it next year or like within the next 10 years. Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows?
I do think that
for those of you who don't know.
Oh my God. Now that I've pointed it out, you're going to be... For those of you who don't know...
I want y'all drunk.
So, for those of you who don't know, Shangela is... It's so stupid. Yeah. That was a good one.
Yeah.
So, my second is kind of serious. I don't want to say it's super serious, but it's like a little serious.
So I should slightly frown?
Slightly. Just a little frown.
Yeah.
A little dirty bit. Just a dirty bit. So the next of my queer review is actually the amount of states that are now banning conversion therapy to LGBTQ minors.
Ooh, teach me. Teach me.
So for those of you who don't know.
Me. Tell me more. Tell me more.
You know, we know what conversion therapy is. It's when, people are born queer and others try to convert them to heterosexuality, which, Lord have mercy, why would you ever want to do that? When people are like, oh, I thought you were straight, I'm just like, how dare you? Don't slander my name.
Have said that?
Don't slander. Well, they tease me.
Oh.
They'll be like, Kyle, you're so straight because I'll high five. High-fiving is straight culture.
Yes.
High-fiving is straight culture.
Fist bumping.
Fist bumping.
Doing anything with your hands that isn't like...
that isn't like limp-wristed.
Right.
Yeah, no, I
I'm just thinking of the Kate Blanchett meme where she's like oh, you mean like, you meant that.
Yeah, see, Kate Blanchett, she's allowed to do that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
we have certain people that you can...
She's a queer icon.
Yeah. So, conversion therapy...
Oh, yeah.
has started to become outlawed in a lot of states. Now, the thing is that what?
A lot of states.
Well,
now, for those of you who don't know,
for those of you who don't know, a state is part of America.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, America is part of North America, which is we live on stolen land. Anyways,
yeah.
So I'm a political person. So conversion therapy. So the most recent was actually Utah at the end of November. I believe it was November 27th.
Yes.
Utah, which is wild to me because I feel like it's super conservative outside of like Salt Lake City, became the 19th state to join in banning conversion therapy on minors.
Nice.
Yeah, it's huge. So I got this from the Trevor Project. They actually have a campaign that is 50 bills, 50 states, that they're trying to partner with the Human Rights Campaign, the National Center for Lesbian Rights, and the Equality Utah to focus on protecting these people, these kids.
Yeah.
And since doing so, their hope is that queer young people will see like, okay, well, even the state government is on my side.
Right. But I'm assuming it's probably not protected on a federal level.
No, it's as by the state. It's a state by state thing. And what I didn't know when I was looking this up is there are some cities and counties that can ban conversion therapy.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So your state itself might be like didn't ban conversion therapy, which I don't understand at this point why you wouldn't. But your city might have converted it or not converted it. What is that word? Not converted it. Banned it. Thank you. Converted. Jesus, I'm like converted it. Illinois, funny enough, is the only state in the Midwest to have banned conversion therapy on minors.
Really? Not even Minnesota?
Yeah. No.
Wow, I'm surprised about that one.
Not that I know of. At this time of the podcast, it is not.
I'm surprised with Minnesota because they're pretty liberal.
Yeah, well.
Minnesotans.
Yeah.
They're kind of just like, do you.
Do you. Love is love.
Yeah.
Love wins.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's really good, actually. 19.
It's good. It's wild that it's not more. I think when I was looking it up, it was like there were places that were partial conversion therapy bans.
Right.
Yeah, no, it boggles my mind that anyone still thinks it's okay to do that to children.
Especially minors.
I don't want to be too like grim and be like, well, if you're 18 and you choose to do that, I feel bad for you.
Choice.
But I feel bad. Like I feel bad that you are going through that because obviously you don't feel like you're in a safe enough place to live your authentic truth.
Right.
At the same time, at least you're not forcing like a 14 or 15-year-old to go to these terrible places that it's proven wrong. It's proven that these places do not work. It's proven that they just add to suicide rates and depression and self-harm. Like these, it should all be banned. But so that was a moment in my queer review.
Yes.
Kind of cool that the momentum is building.
Yes.
We have an orange turd in the White House, but well, I don't know. I don't know for
Maybe
how
not.
long. I don't know. Impeachment could take forever. But that being said, I think that's mine. My catchphrase. Yours, that being said.
That being said. Yeah.
That being said.
For those of you
who don't know, that being said.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Yeah,
it's something.
And I didn't realize 19 because I actually would have expected less.
Yeah,
to be honest.
in the past the past year or two, more and more states have started to jump on the bandwagon because it's just like, I think people forget. Like if you don't see it, if it's not in front of you, you forget that that's happening to people.
Right, and you forget that like it's like one of those loopholes in the law.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
what's your next?
So my third one is actually something more. It's something that should be featured for sure in our 2019, but it's actually something I want to open a discussion about.
Well, open up.
It's Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. I can never say his name correctly.
How do you say? Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. I always
Can you say it again? Can you please say it again?
Pete Buttigieg.
No, I like your way.
Buttigieg?
Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
I like that you chose something that you can't pronounce.
Yeah, I know.
I'm teasing you.
For those of you who don't know. Okay, so
That being said.
so Pete Buttigieg is a Harvard grad. He was enlisted in the Navy. You know, he was mayor of Indiana, whatever. And
The entire state of Indiana.
South Bend, Indiana. Sure, whatever. And now he's becoming a potential presidential candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Well, guess what? He's a homosexual. So
Yeah, he's a homosexual. On April 14th, 2019, he became the first openly gay man to run for president. And
a day before your birthday, he was trying to show you up.
I know.
You were going to do your nomination, and then you're like, no.
I was like, nope, never mind.
Never mind.
Next year.
Because that's how elections
Right? Next year, y'all. I just show up to like the White House.
You're like, anyways, I like this job. You have like the Elle Woods, like Legally Blonde.
Right. What? Like it's hard?
Well, as we're seeing.
Yeah, that's true. So Pete Buttigieg's like results.
I like how you say
Pete Buttigieg's.
Buttigieg.
He's kind of been like middling throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like granted, he did better than Elizabeth Warren at one point. And Kamala Harris,
He's
but now
a moderate white guy.
Well, I was gonna say, recently in the Iowa prediction caucuses, which is like always a big indicator of who could be the nomination, he was the front runner. And so now we kind of have to open up the floor of being like our first openly gay president, and I'm not really excited about it.
No, I don't. I think people who are excited. Okay. Let me kind of like. Okay. The thing about Mayor Pete is it exciting to know that a gay is running for president?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Do I agree with a lot of what he stands for? On the surface level, sure.
Yeah.
But then you start to dig deeper into his career and who he is as a person. And I don't think, like, I'm going to start a rumor that Mayor Pete's not even gay.
Right. Like, it almost seems like
Mayor
he's, like,
Pete,
erasing his gayness.
Well, I don't even think it's that necessarily. I don't want to say that.
Well, did you read...
I want to start the rumor because I'm not saying... Okay. When I said that... God, I'm canceled. But what I'm saying is Mayor Pete is more moderate than I would like. That being said... my catchphrase. That being said, most people are more moderate, and I understand that I'm probably way more left than a lot of people, and that's okay.
Sure.
I think my big issue with Mayor Pete is more along the lines of his view on people of color and communities of color.
Well, he has not been doing well with, like, what is it? The southern states.
Well, I think that Pete Buttigieg just realized that black people vote.
You think?
Well, yeah, okay. I was saying that as, like, kind of joke commentary, like political commentary. Yeah. Oh my God, I can't tell if you're being serious.
I was just
or
like,
not.
You think?
Well, because he did not handle, the first issue I have with him is he did not handle a police brutality situation in his hometown of South Bend, Indiana, well at all.
Yeah.
And he has been known to say, like, be kind of anti-Black Lives Matter or just, like, I guess not understanding.
That's weird.
He doesn't have a good grasp when it comes to the black community.
No.
But as a fellow white person, if I was running for president and I was in his position, why is he not doing better at that? Like, why is he not going to the community and being like, "Hi, I want to learn from you"?
I was gonna say, I think it's probably because he's still very much Midwestern, like Hoboken town, like mayor.
Yeah, but if you want to get votes,
no, I know.
He will not get the Democratic nomination without the black vote.
Oh no, I know.
That sounds like really like political analysis or whatever.
Well,
but
it's kind of
like,
true.
I've watched The View.
Well, oh my God. Well, that's kind of like the main point of like why he's not doing so well up until recently. So I feel like he needs to like completely revamp his campaign if he wants to succeed in 2020. But there are two things that I kind of thought were weird. So he's made comments before about how he doesn't read a lot of queer media.
Yeah.
Which I'm always just like, why not? why? You know, like...
Because he's a fucking moderate.
Yeah. And the second thing is that, did you know that he was recently volunteering with Salvation Army?
Yes, bitch! Okay.
Yeah.
So this holiday season, don't give your money to the red buckets. As someone who used to work for the Salvation Army, I can tell you that they are a garbage company.
Yes. They were very...
a garbage organization, that is. You know what? Ring your bell.
Bessie.
Ring your bell for Salvation Army. No, he was there, and the thing is that, like, he either is so ignorant to know how they stand when it comes to LGBTQ issues. Salvation Army has said that, like, oh, well, we like the gays. We want to help everyone. I'm like, you know what? You're a Chick-fil-A moment. Like, you're saying, like, oh, we support you now. I don't give a fuck. You still didn't.
Right.
And way past when you could have changed your tune.
Oh, way
You know what I
past,
mean?
yeah.
Like there's some people that...
Like, it's almost
10
weird when
years
people
ago-
kind of, like, turn around now and be like, oh, sorry, we were wrong about gay people.
I'm just like, why?
took you that long?
The gays are cool now. I keep saying that the gays are cool.
Yeah, we're profitable.
We're profitable. You want to hang out with us, but guess what? Our lunch table is full. Like, you can't sit with us.
Right.
Mayor Pete. But...
I don't know.
I just...
Like,
It makes me feel weird. I don't know.
I don't know. It's just like, I think... Luckily, I don't feel like there's any pressure for me that I have to support him just because he's gay. But I also...
Some would say that, though.
Well, I bet you anything. People are like, are you going to vote for Peter, whatever. Oh my god, I can't even say his name.
Mater Peter
Buttigieg.
Buttigieg.
I'd rather have him than Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. Buttigieg. Hey, do you like this Buttigieg water? From the mountains of Fiji. Buttigieg water.
I need a president whose name I can pronounce.
John Smith.
Yeah. John Smith.
Smooth.
John Smooth.
June Smoth. June Smoth and Pete Buttigieg for
2020.
2020.
Oh, that's funny. All right, so that was my top 10.
You didn't even finish your thought.
What was I saying?
I don't know, but you were like, the thing is, with mate Peter Buttigieg.
Oh,
You're like, you didn't with Booty with Mayor
Petey Buttigieg
with Pooty BG.
Yeah.
The Fiji water bottle. With Mayor Fiji water bottle.
Yeah. With Mayor
Buttigieg.
Shut up. I can't even laugh. I'm laughing so hard. I don't know. Again, if he was the presidential nominee, I guess. But that's kind of just how I feel about it in general. Just, I guess.
Yeah, besides like maybe 2 candidates, that's about
Actually, yeah, a lot of them are
it.
just like, I guess. Joe Biden, I guess.
Ugh, Joe, get out of here.
Yeah, I know.
Get out of here, Joe. Biden.
So even though it
Not
wasn't...
Joe Jonas, you can stay. You
all
stay.
night.
Oh, Joe Jonas, no, you stay. Mm-hmm. Joe Biden, no, you leave.
Okay. So
Pete
even though...
Buttigieg.
Yeah, he was in my top 10, even though it's not necessarily a moment that I'm, like, proud of.
No, because I feel like a queer in review is all about looking at things that happened for the queer community or happened to us as queer people or whatever, and just kind of looking at it like, oh, that happened this year. That was interesting.
Yes.
Yeah. So...
All right, your turn.
My turn. So I'm not talking about Mayor Boogie.
Me, boo
Pete Buttigieg. What did you call him?
Pete Buttigieg.
Beetlejuice. So Mayor
Pete Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, Mayor Pete. So my third is actually, I didn't know I was going to be able to sneak her in here, because I love this woman with all my heart, and I'm very excited I was able to sneak her in here. It is Dolly Parton.
Oh.
So, as most of you know, for those of you who don't know, Dolly Parton just released an anthology series. Yes. That being said, she released an anthology series on Netflix called Heartstrings, based on songs, and each one is like a different episode. And she
Like songs that she's written.
Songs that she's written. Like there's one called Jolene.
Oh, shut up. That's cool.
Yeah, that's the first one. It has what's her name? Huff. Julianne Hough from Dancing with the Stars. What?
We can never pronounce anyone's name. Like,
Julianne
what's
Hough.
her name? Julianne Huffy.
No, I said Huff. Julianne Huff.
Huffington Post.
Julianne Huffington Post. You getting
More.
the post? Post more.
Yeah.
More Potter more. 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 Bring more to the table.
Yeah.
So, in her new series of Heartstrings, her song, 2 doors down, they're laughing and drinking and having a party. 2 doors down, they're not aware that I'm around. Here I am and... Okay, when you went the... I was like, I forgot the words. God damn it. So, in that episode, it features a gay love story. Aww. It's a gay storyline, and it's about, spoiler alert, it features it's a gay male couple. Oh. And very early on in the episode, they're like at I believe it's a hotel. There's like a wedding, whatever. Mm-hmm. And the guy has to come out to his mom. So it's kind of like a little coming out story. It's very cute. Dolly Parton's in it. She plays herself. But when it was
she just happened to show up.
She's like, "Hey, y'all, I'm Dolly Parton."
Yeah.
When it premiered at Dollywood, because they did like a little they showed the whole season at Dollywood, like a screener. And that episode happened very early on. It's the last episode. It's like the holiday episode and everything. Sure. And very early on, it's revealed that they are a gay couple.
Yeah. And
there were members in the audience that got up and discussed and left. Isn't that wild?
That's crazy.
2019.
For Dollywood.
But that's the thing, is Dolly has such a universal appeal that you're going to have people that are hateful and bigoted, but they still love Dolly.
Do you not know what Dolly stands for?
Well, she stands for love, y'all.
But that's so stupid. That's like going to oh my God. Really?
Yeah, that actually happened.
That's like going to a Cher concert and being disgusted that they're
like
people.
Gay people. Yeah. So the thing about Dolly is, in the beginning of the episode, it's really cute, and I'm going to paraphrase this. So they talk about, she's like, "Oh, so 2 doors down I wrote this when I was on the road with my band, and you know what? We were like family, and families stick together. And sure, we are all different kinds of people." Men, women, black, white, all different colors. Gay, lesbian, transgender, and different faiths. And you know what? We all loved each other, because that's what matters is love. I have goosebumps. She's fucking amazing, Josh.
Yeah, she's amazing.
So she did that.
She did that on that love.
So all the Dolly people who are like, well, blah, blah, blah. She's like, nope, I stand for everyone. Everyone should be accepted and not judged. And people were like, well, what? They're just trying to push the gay agenda. Dolly Parton, the screenwriter, said that Dolly Parton herself and her people were like, no, we need an LGBTQ episode.
Right.
Like, it would be, we can't not have some sort of representation in the show. Like, Dolly's fan base, especially for the gay community, is so huge.
Yeah.
So it was just kind of cool to know that Dolly Parton was like, no, we need a gay episode. And she's all like supportive. It's great. And she's been working the circuit. And have you seen that video of her on Seth Meyers?
No.
Oh my God. Of course, I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. She was my number one artist on Spotify. Mm-hmm. I'm not ashamed. I'm not surprised. Dolly Parton is an amazing songwriter. And I'm not even like a country person. I'm not a country person.
Okay.
You don't believe me.
I just don't know what to say to that.
You're like, okay.
Because you love Orville Peck.
But he's gay.
You love gay country stuff.
I love gay country stuff.
Lil Nas X.
Orville Peck. Casey Musgraves. Yeah. Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. So Dolly is just she's having a nice moment at the end of 2019 because she has Dolly Parton's America podcast, mm-hmm. which I highly recommend. You learn a lot about her songwriting, a lot about what she stands for, where she's come from, who she connects to. And there's a great moment in the podcast where this guy, he is a queer, Appalachian banjo player.
Sure.
And he talks about the song Wildflowers, which is from the Trio album with Linda Ronstadt and Emmylou Harris. And the song Wildflowers is all about, you see wildflowers and they grow wild, but they're still stuck in the ground, and how she herself was never able to stay to one spot, and she had to go and blossom outside the garden.
That's cute.
And he related it to us as queer people, mm-hmm. being able to change and navigate life and
step outside
the garden and grow. And I just love that. So I guess it's Dolly Parton's Heartstrings having a queer episode and her standing by that, but also just Dolly being supportive of the queer community and outwardly this 2019 year, because there was that, then there's the Heartstrings episode, and then her on Seth Meyers. So she's sitting there and, you know, she's doing her whole thing, and she's just like, she's so freaking wonderful. And she's like, I'm going to sing a little something. You know Jolene? Okay. And the band starts playing Jolene, and she, you know, does a Jolene, and she plays on her acrylic nails. Like,
oh my God.
Like
Yeah.
those aren't acrylic. Those are real nails. I don't wear nails. These are real. No, and then
We
she
can
goes,
tell by the fungus.
right. Oh, no. That was green nail polish. But then she goes, now this one's for my gay fans. And then she goes, drag queen, drag queen, drag queen, drag queen. I'm begging of you, please don't take my man. And the crowd goes wild. And she's like, like, she gets it. And it just like, it just like warms my heart. I love her so much.
Yeah.
And it's cool that, you know, even at 73, she's still out there
still being
living
iconic
for the queer community.
Yeah.
So that was my number 3.
Okay. That was good.
Yeah, did you learn something? I could do a whole episode on Dolly Parton.
Oh, I bet you could.
So
we
now
should
we're
do
doing
a spotlight episode.
Spotlight episode on Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton.
That beat Buttigieg
Buttigieg and Dolly Parton.
on Dolly Parton. Dolly Crouton.
Dolly Wonton.
Dolly Wonton. Why did we both go for food?
I know.
What the hell?
All right, so
what's your next one?
all right, so I'm very happy to talk about this one. It's someone that you have known about for a while.
Really?
Bowen Yang. Joining SNL.
Bowen Yang. Oh, joining SNL. I don't know why I felt sexual
it's just like,
hearing his
calm
name.
down.
So Bowen Yang.
Bowen
Go
Yang.
ahead and talk about him, and I'll fantasize about him.
Okay.
In like a
Keep your pants on.
I'm warm in a non-sexual way, because like I feel like I'm like horny for him and Matt Rogers' friendship.
Yes.
Is that weird to be horny for a friendship?
No.
You've never been horny for my friendship?
No.
Get out
Definitely
of my house.
not.
Get out my house. Get out my house now.
Get out my house,
So
okay.
go ahead and talk about the beautiful angel Bowen Yang.
Okay, so everyone actually has probably seen Bowen Yang on Twitter before they knew about him on SNL, because he had so many hilarious like Twitter like I guess lip syncs to like iconic movie performances like Devil Wears Prada, the Tiffany versus Tyra thing, which we talked about a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
Feel free to listen to that
Feel
one.
free to listen to the You Wanna Be on Top featuring Jill Conkle.
Okay, so then Bowen Yang has been like having this great resurgence out of nowhere. So he is a co-host on the podcast Las Culturistas. Oh my god, I cannot
I
talk
want to
today.
like help you.
Las
One more time with feeling, hun.
Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers.
Yes.
He also was writing on SNL
Yes,
on the
he was.
44th season. And he was like the great reason behind like GPS Yas.
I was going to say, like, anytime that season that he was writing on it and you see like little funny gay humor, you're like, that's Bowen Yang.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the gays are living for it. Like, I'm
yeah.
living for it. I actually have started watching SNL again because of Bowen Yang.
Yeah, ever since the Harry Styles episode, I'm just like, okay, I'm back on board. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But that's just because it was like outwardly queer in a lot of ways. I'm just like,
yeah.
yes.
And if
okay.
you get the joke, you get the joke. And if you don't, it's not for you.
Right. Sorry.
Not for you.
So anyway, in September of this year, which is so crazy that it's only September, SNL announced that he's going to be part of the main cast.
Yes.
So Bowen Yang checks off a lot of things on the list here. So he was the third openly gay man.
Wait, who were the first two?
I don't remember. I know. But they were from the 80s.
Who?
I don't know. He's the fifth LGBTQ cast member to be part of it. And then he's also the first Chinese person to ever be featured on the SNL cast. Yeah. So, on top of that, there's only been 3 other Asian hosts, or 3
Cast
other
members.
cast members, and only 6 hosts that are Asian in SNL's history.
Who are the other cast members?
Um,
Because I know Rob Schneider, was he a cast member? Because Rob Schneider, I believe, is like 1/4 or like half Filipino.
right.
And Fred Armisen, I believe, is like a 4th Filipino. We're really pulling at hairs at this point.
Well, I mean, it's kind of like...
When you're looking for representation,
You have to
You're
pull
like,
hairs.
okay, so Fred Armisen's actually like 1/4 Filipino. Bless you, bless your heart.
So the host, it's Jackie Chan,
Yes,
Lucy Liu,
yes,
Aziz Ansari,
Yeah.
Aquafina,
yes.
and Sandra Oh. Did you say yes?
I don't want to get canceled. I don't want to talk about Aziz Ansari.
Why?
I still feel like it's like it's like weird ground after the whole like Me Too article that was written on him. Cause like it.
But did you actually read the article?
I did. It was really poorly written, but I feel like the conversation surrounding it. I'm like we're not getting into that now. Anyways,
okay. Yeah. So anyway.
That's why I went. Yes.
Anyway. So, yeah, Bowen Yang, he is phenomenal. He is great. He is a queer Asian man on a comedy show.
Would you vote for him for president?
Over Pete Buttigieg? Yes.
Who? Oh, Mayor Poot?
Mayor Poot.
Mayor
Poot Lovato.
Poot Lovato? Who? What?
Oh my god, please tell me you've never heard of Poot Lovato.
Who's Poot Lovato?
Is
that Demi Lovato's dad?
It's Demi Lovato's evil twin.
Poot? Did she make this up?
Okay, I'll tell you after this episode.
Okay, yeah.
Gen Zers would totally understand that.
Oh my god. Are you saying that I'm old?
Yes,
I am a millennial.
I'm surprised you don't know what Poot Lovato
Poot
is.
Lovato?
Yeah.
Is that like the demon that overtakes her when she wants to hit a backup dancer?
Okay, so...
Show me Poot Lovato. Okay, I'm sorry. We're going to like
yeah, so we're going to go off topic.
But like, I want to know who Poot Lovato.
So someone took a really unflattering photo of Demi Lovato like 3 years ago.
No, save that. We'll post that on Instagram.
And, yeah.
Poot Lovato.
And that's her twin sister, Poot. And she never gets out to see sunlight.
Pooh. No. Wait, is she in on the joke though?
I think so. I think she tweeted about it once. I can't remember.
Did she talk about Poot?
Yes. No.
Why is her name Poot? Poot Lovato?
They just called her Poot.
Poot Lovato.
I remember she did get on the joke like around like I think like a couple months later. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But anyway. So
Leo Queen.
So yeah.
Poot Lovato.
So it goes Bowen Yang,
Poot Lovato,
and then Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Anyway, all right, so that's my number 4.
Next one. We're silly.
Yeah.
We're silly girls. So, my next was something that we kind of talked about back in October, but I'm bouncing off of Dragula, the show that we talked about.
Yes.
And the iconic win of Landon Cider, the first drag king to win really any major drag competition that's been televised.
Yeah.
So, like we said back in the episode, which you can listen to, Dragula was streaming on Amazon. Now you can actually watch it on Netflix. Season, I believe, 3 is on Netflix. And
just 3?
I think 3, maybe 2.
Oh.
I mean, I've watched all of them. So
the production value is like from 2 to 3 alone. It's like,
really good. So I think it's just like a really big cultural moment because drag queens traditionally have a lot more opportunities. They have more visibility. And there's a lot of misogyny that goes into the drag community, even though you think it'd be really, Inclusive, thank you, Jesus.
He was like,
I'm having low blood sugar.
He was like motioning his hands like in this weird circular motion.
That means inclusive.
Yeah.
So I think like there's a moment for drag kings and just other drag performers outside the binary that's coming up.
Yeah.
And Landon even said like that they said that their platform has always been that kings can reign just as fierce as queens. And it's true. Like Landon is so polished. The artistry is just
oh my god,
so put together.
Makeup skills.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And when asked like, well, how do you deal with people being kind of misogynistic, like, oh, well, drag kings are not as good as drag kings. Landon replied, well, I just strap it on and fuck the patriarchy. And I was like, ah! Also, 2019, very big for pegging.
Yes. What?
Like, side note, I don't know. I feel like
down
pegging. No.
Oh.
Yes, but no. I feel like everywhere I look, media-wise, or people, I don't know. I just hear everyone's talking about pegging.
Okay.
I feel like the straights have caught on to what pegging is.
Probably.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, pegging...
Pegging has to involve with toys, which I have some right here.
And you can listen to it on our previous episode, our kink episode.
No, it was our toys episode.
But we also talk about dildos in the kink episode.
That's true.
So I feel like Landon is just like an amazing performer and has been doing it forever. And like, what do you think? I can't get enough of Landon.
I mean, Kyle made me watch Dragula season 3 for
I forced him. Right. I said,
goon point.
At Pete Buttigieg point, which is a scary point.
I was like, that's actually kind of scary.
Yeah, get ready.
So I remember watching from the very first episode. I was just like, oh my god, I really love Landon. Like, he is...
Immediately, you're like top 3.
Right. Like, there was just something about his, like, charisma. I was just like, oh, okay, keep an eye out for you. Because I think he won the first challenge, right? No, he lost the first challenge because he had to eat the spider.
He lost. Dahlia Black won the first challenge.
Yeah.
Eva Destruction came in second.
No one cares. But like...
And I oop.
And oh?
Oh, a queer in review. And I oop.
Oh, yeah.
Not one of my points, but that,
An honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
So, anyway, I don't know. There's just something very je ne sais quoi. There's some je ne sais quoi about him that I was just like, ooh, I really hope that he's in the top 3. And then as we kept watching, I was just like, okay, I actually hope he wins.
He deserves to win.
His drag was great.
Yeah.
And he was in Chicago recently.
He was. I didn't get a chance to go see him.
Not a true fan.
I was working on my art stuff. What were you doing?
I was sleeping.
I guess we were both doing things we love.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
I sleep is good.
Was that your 4th?
That was my 4th, yeah.
Okay.
So is this your final?
Good. Yeah, this is my final.
This is your final.
Yep, and it's kind of a somber one, but I feel like it's something important that we have to talk about.
Holidays. Okay, get somber.
All right. My top, or to end up my top 10 is this, that I want to point out still that transgender people are still being murdered.
Yep.
So, the Human Rights Campaign just, on November 20th, which is Transgender Day of Remembrance, the Human Rights Campaign actually released the statistics that 22 people, trans people, have been murdered this year.
That we know of.
That
have been reported.
Yes. Last year it was 26 reported murders.
Jesus Christ.
It's sad because when you look at the compilation of, like, the photos of the people that are killed, it's mostly trans women, and it's mostly trans women of color. Yep. And it just kind of, it's because it hits all the major parts: misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia.
Yeah.
Like,
just, like, literally everything.
Like, it just all hits at one point. It's just like, nope, kill you.
I mean, this always makes my tummy do a flip, but I'm glad that you included it on your list because, all jokes aside...
Yep.
It's part, like, I feel as though as a community, we have to continue to keep talking about it and educating people and making a point that they're not forgotten.
Right.
Because, I don't know, I don't trust straight people to be reporting on this.
No.
So I have to, I guess, we have to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's really sad.
We have to,
like, people are being murdered.
Well,
it's just like...
We have to walk the walk and also be good allies to other people in our own community.
Well, exactly. It's really sad. Now, was it this year or last year that the National Trans Suicide Hotline became real?
Became real. It was like in between, I feel like. It was either the end of last year or the beginning of this year.
Well, as a queer in review, we're going to include it in, like, the conversation that we're having.
Yeah, so the Trans Suicide Hotline has gone nationwide now.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll include the phone number in the links. And just, I don't know, just be aware of it. That's all I would have to say. Be aware.
Yeah, just be aware of, like, privilege.
Yes.
And that, you know, when you're talking to relatives, some people don't even understand, like, what trans is.
No.
So just talking to those relatives, talking to those friends and family, and having an understanding that, like, if it was you, like, if as a cisgendered woman, if cisgendered women were being murdered at high rates, you'd want people to be talking about that too.
Right. People would be.
But because they're trans women of color, there's, I don't know, the dialogue is just not happening. It's an erasure. It's I don't want to say transphobic necessarily, but it's just anti-trans. It's violence against trans people not to be talking about it.
Yes, exactly. I feel like our silence is violence.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So,
well, that being said,
ding, ding, ding.
My final also kind of piggybacks off of transgender non-conforming people and non-binary people. And it is that the term they is added to the Merriam-Webster dictionary when referring to non-binary identity.
Yay!
So, yeah, this has been a long time coming because a lot of people, they use that as a way to be bigoted and stuck in their ways when people are like, hey, I actually go by they, them pronouns. They're like, well, that's grammatically not correct. Well, guess what? Merriam-Webster actually noted that it has evidence in its files of the non-binary they term dating back to the 1950s, and that it's probably likely that it was used more than just in the 1950s as a non-binary pronoun. I think we just have more people fighting for it and supporting it in this day and age that we did in the 1950s.
Well, yeah, for sure. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but you can now point to the dictionary
and be like,
check
your facts, bitch.
Check your facts. Because people have a tendency to be like, well, it's not grammatically correct, so I don't like it. How hard is it? If someone says, these are my pronouns, how hard is it to be like, I respect you as a human being.
Right.
I want to respect you. And if that's how you want to be treated, yes, because I want to be treated the same.
Right.
How hard is that? But instead they have to, people even within our community that have issue with this.
Oh, I know. It's so fucking dumb.
They're just like, well, it's not grammatically correct, so I'm not going to be doing it.
I don't know if this is an actual tweet or not, but I think it's really funny because someone posted about this today. They posted about well, now Merriam-Webster dictionary has to prepare for the 20,000 other identities that they have to add to the dictionary, and then apparently they tweeted back, "We were born ready." I think it's fake, but I think it's really cute.
I could see Merriam-Webster doing. If your word.
The Meryl Streep dictionary.
Well, the Meryl Streep dictionary. Merriam-Webster, it's the dictionary. The dictionary has every word in it. So if they're going to start including all
other
different kinds of identities, that sounds great.
They can add bootylicious to the dictionary. They can add transgender or whatever. I don't know what they don't have. What?
I'm gonna look up now. Do you think that Merriam-Webster doesn't have transgender in the dictionary?
Well, no, but I'm just saying what other things would they not have?
I want to transgender. I'm looking it up in dictionary.
They obviously have it.
Well, no, I just like that. I want to see if it comes up with a. And they do have transgender in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. So anyone who is worried, they got transgender in there. And they also have they. Well, they had they before. But now they're including it as a pronoun. A non-binary pronoun. Yes.
Okay.
So it's exciting. Yeah, yes. I think if I was a dictionary writer, how do you get that job?
Thank God you're not.
I know, right? So many made up words.
Thank God we're not.
So many made up words. But if I was, I'd be like, yeah, I want more words because that means more definitions. It means I'm doing my goddamn job. Imagine the years that they don't add any words to the dictionary. And they just have to choose a new cover, a new typeface. How boring.
We'll take a year off.
We'll take a year off. You know what? Bootylicious can wait till 2006.
Right?
So do you have any honorable mentions? That was my last one. Do you have any honorable mentions this year?
Yeah, actually, okay. I do. I have a few. Speaking of non-binary, one of my top 6 was when JVN, also known as Jonathan Van Ness, came out as non-binary.
Woo!
Yes. And also revealed that he is HIV positive.
Yes, very brave.
Very brave moment for JVN. Oh, my BB. I was gonna say, for those of you who don't know.
I know, we have to catch ourselves. It's like us saying
yeah.
So
So JVN, this was I think around May or June of this year, he revealed that he previously did sex work. He lives with HIV, and he is non-binary, but still goes by he, him terms.
Yeah.
Which I think is great because it also shows an example that it's just...
You can be a non-binary person.
Non-binary in so many different ways.
Yeah, non-binary, the whole point is it's not a binary gender.
Right.
It shows in all different kinds of ways.
Yes.
Or it doesn't show.
Yeah.
That's a good honorable mention.
Yeah, my second one is when RuPaul crossed the Atlantic Ocean to go to RuPaul UK. Woo!
RuPaul's Drag Race went to the UK.
Yes.
I know that.
It was fun.
Are you happy with the results?
Yes. So
I am too.
The Vivian won the first season, and I think she was a great first winner.
I do too. I think she's
was
very
well-rounded.
polished.
Very prudish.
Very prudish.
Yeah.
I think I liked watching.
Yeah.
I think it was refreshing because some of these Drag Race girls, they get on and they're just there for the storyline and some camera time.
And some of them are like more like Instagram models than
Right.
anything,
And I
which
feel
is like
like
fine. But I don't know.
UK drag felt more well-rounded. It felt more competitive. I like seeing kind of the campiness of UK drag, and most of them can sing.
Yeah, a lot of them.
They could sing
when
sing live.
Charlie Hides was not lying when they say most of them sing live.
Do not defend Charlie Hides.
I'm not defending. I'm just saying.
Do not defend Charlie Hides. No, I'm just kidding. Drama.
Anyway, so those are my top two honorable mentions.
You're like honorable mentions?
Yeah.
All right, I have a couple. Well, one, I don't even know if it's an honorable mention as much as I just want to say I fucking love Orville Peck. If you don't listen to Orville Peck, he is the queer cowboy of my dreams. There's a mask on
Lil
him.
Nas X is like, well, fuck my drag.
Well, he doesn't do... He does other things besides, country.
Ah, so he's not country enough for you, is what you're saying.
Listen, just call me Billboard because...
Because you're as wide as one.
Oh my gosh! I can't even blame it on all the Christmas cookies I've eaten because I haven't eaten any Christmas cookies.
Anyway.
I'm getting hungry again.
Yeah, me too.
I'm getting hungry. But no, if you haven't listened to Orville Peck, he is an amazing music singer. I'm all sugar brrroo. No, he's amazing. He has a mask, but you just know that he is handsome underneath there.
Yeah.
I have never... What? You know he's hot.
No, I know, but I'm just imagining, he actually pulls off his mask, and it's just he has, no mouth or something.
I've seen the mouth. He got cute little lips, nice eyes. I just don't know, is there a nose? No nose goes.
Who knows?
Who knows?
knows?
Another one of my honorable mentions was the Democratic debates.
Oh.
Because one of the Democratic debates actually had... it was all LGBTQ oriented.
When was that?
A couple months ago.
Oh.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, actually, only 10 of the people running were there, and some of them aren't even in the running anymore. Like, Beto O'Rourke's not there, Kamala Harris.
I'm shocked that Kamala dropped out.
I was a little shocked. I was shocked that she dropped out before Pete Buttigieg. See, that's how you say it. Dropped out.
Buttigieg.
Buttigieg. Mayor Buttigieg Lovato.
Mayor Putilicious.
Oh, my body's too Buttigieg-icious.
For you,
See,
babe.
if he was actually gay, he would have used that.
Yeah, you're not gay enough.
You're not gay enough. It was an interesting night because, yes, they talked about a lot of queer rights and talked about queer issues, such as HIV, how that affects a lot of people in marginalized communities, the need to have PrEP or medications like PrEP that could help prevent HIV available, more accessible, or what?
I thought you were going to say available on iTunes.
Now available on iTunes. More available to people to prevent HIV. They also talked about the issue with healthcare when it comes to trans people or just queer people in general.
Yeah.
And when the, I guess, LGBTQ town hall was happening, trans activists stood up and shouted, "Trans lives matter, why aren't you talking about trans lives?" when Pete Buttigieg was talking. And he got real quiet. And you know who diffused the situation?
Who?
Daddy Anderson Cooper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Daddy Anderson Cooper, who is amazing. I almost called him Daddy Anderson. I love Anderson Cooper. But he was because the crowd started jeering. So you have half the crowd chanting "Trans lives matter, trans lives matter," and then you have the other crowd going "Shh, be quiet,"
Right.
And once things kind of calmed, Anderson Cooper was like, "You know what? No, we should be talking about this. And thank you for your passion." And it is long-standing that our community, and what I love is Anderson Cooper was it was like he was kikiing with the girls. He kept saying our community, us, recognizing that he is also a gay man and it affects him too.
Yeah.
Even though he's a reporter, it affects him also.
Right.
And he was saying we have to remember that our community started on protests. So protests like these, we should not silence because what they're saying does matter. And I was like, Goosebumps. Anderson Cooper for president?
Why not?
I don't know.
Why? Where's he?
I don't know. He'd be a hot president. Those arms.
Sure.
Daddy
That
Andy.
face.
Oh, he's so cute.
Yeah.
A little silver fox. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was another one of my honorable mentions. And then I guess to wrap it up.
Oh my God.
If I was a parent, I would never have a favorite child. I'd be like, okay, so this is why I love you. And that's why I love you. And that's why I love you. But you know what? This is the honorable mention child. And that's the honorable... So the last one is GLAAD came out with their yearly, gays in the media kind of thing. And over the past few years, we've talked about representation. We've talked about how low it is in the media. So GLAAD came out and they actually said it is at an all-time high on network television.
Yay.
8.8% of reoccurring characters on network TV are LGBTQ+, and 50% of those characters are people of color. And it's about half and half when it comes to people who identify as male and people who identify as female.
Wow, that's cool.
So hey, just keep it going. They said that Netflix is the streaming service that has the highest amount of LGBTQ characters featured. And they want to give shout outs, shout out Network TV to Supergirl, Will and Grace, and How to Get Away with Murder for being good representations of diversity and just LGBTQ people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool.
That kind of comes full circle from 2018. We were talking about how it's at a low. Yeah.
So it's kind of exciting. I think it's a nice ending of Queer in Review because we talk a lot about politics and media and just everything on our gay agendas, but it's a nice media moment to know that we're still shows like Pose, RuPaul's Drag Race, Killing Eve. Help me out here. What some other shows that are queer?
Queer as Folk, or not Queer as Folk.
Queer as Folk's also another queer show.
Well, yeah. Queer Eye.
Queer Eye.
Yeah.
Orange is the New Black.
Super Drag.
Super Drag. Draggy McDraggerson. You know that show?
No.
No, I was kidding.
Oh, I was just no, I don't.
You were shook.
I know.
Dragula.
High School Musical, the series, apparently.
Oh yeah. No, that has an openly gay character in there too. I haven't watched it yet because
The Fosters.
The Fosters.
Is that show still on?
I don't think it's still on.
Oh,
Josh.
okay. I don't know.
Josh is like, wow, what
Three's Company.
Josh is like, wow, it's been a crazy 2014.
Yeah.
And so what a lovely Queer in Review.
We ended the decade with our last podcast of the year.
Last podcast of the year, but don't fret.
Decade.
Don't fret. And decade. We will be back in 2020.
Yes.
We're taking
sorry.
some
We are
time
announcing
off.
this right now.
Yeah, we're announcing it off because we're announcing it off. We're taking some time off to just regroup. Obviously, we're both very busy bees and busy, booked, and blessed. Can't complain. But we will be back in 2020. So this is kind of our final little holiday Queer in Review. We hope you have a wonderful holiday, however you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate, that's okay too.
Yep.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Winter Solstice. Am I missing something?
I don't know.
Am I canceled?
Yes.
Am I canceled?
You've been canceled for the past half hour, and people are like, oh my god, wrap it up.
Wait, half an hour?
Wrap it up.
It's because I have a lot of honorable mentions.
Yeah. You don't need to have 6. Anyway. So during
cheers.
This time, cheers.
It's almost gone.
So during this time off, if you guys would like to listen to any of our previous episodes, they are all on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and SoundCloud.
Don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook at Fear the Queer Podcast.
Yes, we're actually going to try to stay active on Fear the Queer Podcast Instagram during the time frame because we still want to know what you guys want to hear from us, what you guys want us to talk about, if there are any guest stars out there who haven't been mentioned yet and want to be on the podcast, things like that. So continue to reach out to us while you can.
I also feel like people who don't necessarily listen to the podcast every week, because I go through weeks where I listen to so many different kinds of podcasts where I'll listen to 4 episodes in a row because I have to catch up. Right. So this might be a good time if you need to catch up on some of your Fear the Queer. You have time to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
I know I'll have time to catch up on, oh God, I have so many podcasts. There's That Spooky, Las Culturistas, Seek Treatment, Race Chaser, Sloppy Pod, Anyways, I am happy to be ending this year with you, Josh. And yeah, I know. Ring your bell.
Oh.
Here, trade me. You can have the nice bell. Do you want to know where these bells are from? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you where these bells are from. So, Josh, ring your bell. And I'm going to ring my bell. Okay, so my bell is an ornament that my stepmom who passed gave me, and it's the Polar Express, and it's the little bell, so it's like, you know, if you can still hear it, you believe in Santa, and as you know, I had a very triggering childhood memory from that. And Josh's, this one, is a handmade bell from Bulgaria that my old coworker Anton gave me. And they put it on the sheep and like other animals out there, and it's believed that if you hear the bell, it means that fairies are nearby. So I keep both
fairies.
Yeah, I keep both
Fairy
bells.
godparents.
I keep one of the bells on my front door and one of the bells on my back door to my deck. And so it's like, there's fairies and belief.
Oh, that's cute.
I know. So happy holiday season.
Yes,
happy Queer in
holidays.
Review. And as always, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Josh.
And we're Fear the Queer. Bye! Jingle bells, Batman spells, Robin laid an egg. I don't know. Do we have the rights to this?
I was just like, we're gonna get sued.